Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 most dangerous world records.
Whoa! Take it easy, Jolie!
For this list, we're looking at people who put their health and lives on the line for a world record. We're basing our choices on a mix of high stakes, daring feats, and just how all-around insane these attempts were. Which of these records would you attempt? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Game of Thrones. With fewer episodes than their usual run, Game of Thrones had to creatively up the ante for its 7th season. For the series' climactic dragon attack, the crew decided to push the carnage past anything else on TV. This involved setting a record 20 people on fire in one shot, just to make things look real. The stunt actors were alight for over 10 seconds before crews even put them out. Unfortunately, Guinness avoids tracking such stunts for film and television, which is likely in an attempt to dissuade productions from being reckless. Even without Guinness's official mark on the feat, though, it's still made for one badass war scene. Number 19, The Spirit of Australia. What list of dangerous records could be complete without some high-speed stunts? After all, while everything on this list is very dangerous, speed records quite literally require you to put your life on the line.
Isn't this, for a man with wife and family, isn't this some sort of madness to chance your life in a 50-50 way?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to be one of the lucky 50.
In fact, 7 people have died attempting to break the water speed record. It's a title that remains held by Ken Warby, who piloted his Spirit of Australia speedboat back in 1978 and set a new record at 317 miles per hour. To think that over 40 years later this record remains untouched is remarkable. As of May 2021, Warby and his team continue to tweak the design. Number 18, 637,000 bees. Though many people are terrified of bees, they can be very tame if you keep your cool. Unless you're allergic, it's estimated it would take approximately 1,000 bee stings to kill the average adult. Luckily, China's Ruang Liangming wasn't allergic to bees when he attempted the world's heaviest bee mantle. Liangming had 60 queen bees placed on him, which attracted approximately 637,000 bees to cover his entire body. In total, the swarm weighed just over 140 pounds and even covered Ruan's eyes and nose, earning him the record of heaviest mantle of bees.
63.7 kilograms. It's a new Guinness World Records title.
63.7 kg ed è un nuovo Guinness World Record.
Number 17, Human Arrow. Brian Miser's been working as a human cannonball since 1999, so turning himself into an arrow isn't a crazy stretch. As dangerous as the act seems, human arrow acts were part of Barnum and Bailey's acts as far back as 1896. For Miser's record, he flew an amazing 104 feet and 7 inches, all while he was engulfed in flames from head to toe. Despite everything that could have gone wrong with the stunt, Miser calmly prompts the audience for cheers while he's still on fire. He's so fearless, in fact, that the hosts only end up extinguishing him mid-bow. Number 16, World's Strongest Eye Sockets. Even with several world records under his belt by 2009, Shane Hultgren continued his record pursuits by pulling a rickshaw with only his eye sockets. Hultgren also loaded the vehicle with 3 women and metal plates, bringing the total weight to 907 pounds. Fish hooks were attached to Shane's lacrimal bones, which enabled him to drag the cart across the show floor. Much to the host's disgust, Hultgren pulled the rickshaw over 10 meters, or more than 32 feet. With over 40 records to his name, Shane knows the difference between dangerous and stupid. Thanks to Hultgren's practice of calculated risks, the hooks didn't even pierce his skin. Number 15, Greatest Distance Walked on an Observation Wheel. Nick Wallenda is no newcomer to the Guinness Book, currently holding 9 records, including being the first person to walk a tightrope over Niagara Falls. In 2015, he set his sights on the Orlando Eye, a 400-foot-tall Ferris wheel overlooking Orlando, Florida.
It's a little windy up here, Matt, in Savannah. And really wet.
On a particularly wet and windy morning, Wallenda rode to the top of the wheel before climbing out and walking over a steel support beam only 6 inches wide, with no harness of any kind. with a first-person camera showing the sheer height and shaky conditions. Wallenda gave the hosts of today quite the scare, as well as everyone watching. Number 14. 1,000 horsepower beast. The Top 1 Attack is a one-of-a-kind streamlined motorcycle designed with the specific purpose of setting land speed records. And in September of 2010, it did exactly that at the Bonneville Speedway in Utah. Piloted by Rocky Robinson, the bullet-shaped motorcycle attained a whopping top speed of 376 miles per hour. This landmark achievement was the result of several attempts by Robinson, who had previously crashed and rolled the bike 16 times while riding at speeds in excess of 320 miles per hour. At speeds like this, there's understandably very little room for error. But Rocky Robinson held down the 1,000 horsepower beast like a boss, and still holds the record to this day.
You know what your exit speed was? 394!
Number 13. 900 pounds in 7 years. After dealing with childhood obesity, Rosalie Bradford went on to become the heaviest woman ever in 1987. Bradford weighed 1,200 pounds at her heaviest, although she never gained that weight quite as quickly as the heaviest woman to give birth, Donna Simpson. Fitness icon Richard Simmons stepped in to help Rosalie and gave her a diet and exercise plan. Bradford moved from clapping to full-body exercise and shed 420 pounds in her first year. Rosalie's hard work helped her shed more than 900 pounds in 7 years, but not without the starving and dangerous heart strain that goes with it. Bradford went on to give weight loss seminars to help others with their health. Number 12. Iceman. Since 1986, Jin Song-hao has been training his body to be extremely resistant against the cold. Song-hao has even made a habit of hosting repeated ice bathing contests against his friend Chen Ke. Jin took the lead when he set the world record at 113 minutes in the ice. In 2015, Song-hao went on reality TV to push his record to 115 minutes. While it's not as scary as being buried alive for 10 days, which is what Czechman Zdeněk Zaharadka did, the cold temperatures can reduce blood flow to the brain. Nevertheless, Song-hao made his way through the last 2 minutes with musical encouragement from the audience before emerging triumphantly. Number 11. Superhuman. Some people chew on ice, but Michel Lotito ate the glass it comes in. Lotito, also known as Monsieur Mange-Tout, was born with pica, a disorder that caused him to compulsively eat non-food items like metal. Luckily, Michel was also gifted a superhuman ability to absorb around 2 pounds of metal per day. Monsieur Mange-Tout has eaten TVs, bicycles, and chandeliers, and is allegedly the only person to ever have a coffin inside of themselves. His most extravagant meal was a Cessna 150 airplane, which he ate from 1978 to 1980. Lotito finished the meal in good health, though the compounds or edges alone would kill most people. Number 10. Oldest wing walker.
You might try wing walking. I hear it's very popular down south. Good luck.
Wing walking is a fairly self-explanatory extreme sport. It involves a performer pulling off acrobatic stunts atop the wings of an airplane, all while it's soaring through the sky. It should go without saying that this is a very risky endeavor to even attempt to pull off, but that didn't stop United Kingdom resident Thomas Lackey from giving it a go.
Once I stood on the top, once I'm there, I feel really good. The adrenaline's going and I feel I'm as good as anybody.
First attempting wing walking at the age of 80, Lackey went on to break the record as the oldest person to pull off the daring feat multiple times. Not wanting to lose his spot to anyone else, Thomas cemented himself as the bravest old-timer on the face of the earth by wing walking again at 93 years old.
Tom, I'm very pleased to say that was a new world record. Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Number 9. Most spears caught from a spear gun underwater in 1 minute. Thrill seeker Ashrita Furman is no stranger to pulling off unbelievable accomplishments, as he holds upwards of 500 Guinness World Records. However, his underwater spear catching trick has been seen as his most deadly venture yet. While submerged underwater, a grand total of 14 spears were fired at Furman as he wowed the world by catching them all consecutively using only one hand. The spears were roughly 2 feet in length. and fired from a spear gun at a range of 6.56 feet away. So just one wrong move and Furman would have had some pretty big holes in his hands. The kicker is that he hurt himself while practicing the stunt, yet wanted to go through with it anyway. That takes serious mojo.
I don't feel like there's any one thing that's going to give me satisfaction, like that one I have to do and I'll be satisfied. I always want to be, transcending, always going after a new goal.
Number 8. Twin Towers Walk.
It was suddenly not a dream anymore. It was tangible.
Don't look down. In 1974, French high-wire artist Philippe Petit summoned the courage to perform his most daring tightrope act yet, without any authorization or permission to set up his stunt, because seriously, who would want to give someone the okay to do something like this? Petit walked across a cable suspended over 1,300 feet in the air between the two towers of New York's World Trade Center.
Why did you do this? That's the thousand why this morning. There is no why. It's just because when I see a beautiful place to put my why, I cannot resist.
Just making it across from one building to the other wasn't enough for him, however, as his entire performance lasted 45 minutes, with Petit making 8 trips and performing a dancing act for the spectators below. His death-defying actions were the inspiration for the 2015 film The Walk, which starred Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the fearless daredevil himself.
I feel the wire supporting me. I feel the tower supporting the wire.
Oh my God, he's doing it.
Number 7. Highest pool dive.
Oh yeah, go for it, man. Jump off the high dive.
Talk about a horrible moment to belly flop. Lazo Schaller summoned the guts to climb a towering 200-foot-high mountain ridge along the Swiss-Italian border. That's bad enough, but then he leaped into the air and came crashing down into the bed of water below. It may have been water, but keep in mind that Schaller traveled down at an estimated speed of 76 miles per hour. That kind of velocity can make even the calmest of waters feel like bricks on impact. And it may as well have been bricks, as Schaller dislocated his hip due to the force of his collision with the water. You can only guess that Lazo saw French diver Olivier Favre's 177-foot dive and was majorly underwhelmed. Number 6. Heaviest car balanced on the head.
Right. That's right.
While working as a bricklayer, John Evans discovered that he had an uncanny ability. He could balance incredibly heavy objects on top of his head, a talent which he began to hone. After several years of dedication to this unique skill, Evans reached the peak of his talent when he decided to balance a car on his head for a grand total of 33 seconds in front of a live audience. Said car weighed not 1, not 2, but 352 pounds.
I thought if I sort of take the engine out of a Mini and I put false wheels on and make it look like a Mini, I'll take notice.
With his formidable strength and expert concentration, Evans somehow managed to make the whole situation look easy. But all it would take is one wrong move and, well, he would have looked a whole lot flatter.
It's a new Guinness World Record, Johnny.
Number 5. Highest recorded blood alcohol level.
Ready to party!
Having a drink every now and then can be good fun, but like anything else, consuming alcohol should be a pastime enjoyed in moderation. Then again, 2 different men in Poland have been recorded with blood alcohol levels over 1%. There's also the well-known case involving a 67-year-old Bulgarian man who was rushed into a hospital with an extremely high 0.914 blood alcohol content level after being hit by an oncoming truck. By all accounts, if the full force of a truck didn't kill this man on impact, then realistically speaking, the amount of alcohol in his system probably should have. Doctors were so baffled by him surviving this near-death experience that they proceeded to reevaluate him using multiple machines, believing that their equipment must be faulty to show such high numbers. Number 4. Motorcycle bus jumps.
He will be jumping over 13 buses.
Pulling off daring motorcycle bus jumps has been a classic stuntman move for decades. Some of the most noteworthy examples of that feat were successfully completed by legendary motorcyclist Evel Knievel in the 1970s.
That's such a large part of our culture now. He inspired all that. But there'll never be another Evel.
Knievel's first attempt in 1975 saw him jump over 13 parked buses, only to break his pelvis on the way down. This didn't turn him off from the idea, however, as just a few months later, he gave it another go, this time adding an additional bus for a grand total of 14. Knievel held onto this world record for nearly 25 years before Bubba Blackwell decided to up the ante by jumping 15 buses in 1999.
But the jump goes well.
Number 3, highest free-fall parachute jump.
Start the cameras, and our guardian angel will take care of you.
The phrase, "the sky's the limit," is usually just an expression. But there are a few folks out there who take this mentality quite literally and to staggering new heights.
Jump her way.
Austrian skydiver Felix Baumgartner made headlines around the world when he jumped from a helium balloon floating 127,000 feet above the Earth and careened down to the planet below at a mind-boggling speed of 843 miles per hour, also making him the first human to break the sound barrier without a vehicle. Alan Eustace must have felt like that was child's play, as he jumped from an even higher height of 135,000 feet just 2 years later. Number 2, most motorcycles driven over the body while lying on a bed of nails. If you thought we were done with Shane Hultgren by now, you would be mistaken. We've discussed some of his records, but those seem a little tame when compared to his more unsettling accomplishment of allowing motorcycles to drive over him while he was lying on top of a bed of nails. During this feat, motorcycles use him as a human bridge a total of 20 times. Hultgren's stunt has inspired others to give it a whirl as well over the years. But we gotta say, kids, do not try this at home. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, most live rattlesnakes held in mouth for 10 seconds. Nope. Jackie Bibby has spent much of his life with the slithering reptiles in question, earning him the title of the Texas Snake Man. He's been bitten several times, but still insists on continuing his snake-themed performances. The passion he has for his art is admired by his many fans, but even the most die-hard followers gasped when Jackie decided to hold 13 live rattlesnakes in his mouth all at once.
Rattlesnakes? You don't bother them, they won't bother you.
Time seems to come to a screeching halt as Bibby maintains firm control over the snakes. Bibby may be well practiced, but these are still wild animals, and all it takes is one wrong move for things to get real messy real fast. Fortunately, they didn't. This time.
Worst case scenario, they dragged me out of that bathtub with rattlesnakes hanging all over me and I'm headed to the hospital.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.